This is the Apple iPhone 17 Pro, and it's the most pro phone Apple has ever made, probably by far, but for most everyone out there, it's the wrong phone to choose. And today, we're gonna talk about why. Stick around to the end of this video because after sort of the review of the phone itself, I wanna talk about what I think Apple's doing here and what I want to relay to you as we move forward in this new era of iPhones. It's very interesting, very exciting. Stick around till then. I'm really excited to talk about that. As always, let's start with the form, the design, the build quality, everything like that. So if you're unaware, this is the brand new Pro phone from Apple, and it is the most pro phone they've ever made. It is the most expensive phone they've ever made. It might be the heaviest phone they've ever made. There's a lot going on in here. Now, Apple says it exists to serve those pro creators out there, those pro users. Well, Apple shot their whole keynote on this thing. It's for cinematographers and videographers and people wanting to shoot cinema quality films on their phone. But it's almost just like a weird flex from Apple, one that I don't really get. So as I mentioned before, it's heavier and it's thicker than the base model and obviously the Air model that came out this year. They have sort of gone back to aluminum unibody design from the super strong and sturdy titanium they'd been using on these phones, and they have actually reserved the titanium for the Air this year, making it one of the strongest, most durable iPhones they've ever made. So weird that that's not the Pro, but the reason they've done this is because of the cooling, the heat dispersion that you get with an aluminum phone compared to titanium. They've also gone with this sort of two-tone glass back here, that way you can charge through here. It probably still helps even more so with the heat dispersion, things like that. I think this is probably one of the ugliest iPhones I've ever seen. I don't like the way this looks. I think that the color choices this year on the Pros were weird. This is probably the best looking one out of the three. The silver, I love silver aluminum, but then this is almost white on those. The orange is just like too flashy and bright. And it's weird because I've heard a lot of people saying all these years they wish the Pro phones had had more fun colors, but like why? As a Pro user, do you care that much about what the phone looks like? And that sort of leads us into, I think, what Apple's doing here with design. Now, one thing I do like about the design of this phone is the corners here are even more rounded than they've been in the past. So holding it in your hand minus the weight of it feels really nice and smooth and just sort of sits in your palm really well right there on the corner. So daily use in terms of like holding the phone is great. But again, you know, I've seen a lot of people dropping these online, trying to rock them naked. And because it's aluminum, it's a very soft material. So they're denting them hardcore. And a lot of times denting here even into the glass and into the screen, which makes it harder to repair these phones. So I would assume most people using this Pro level device are gonna be putting a case on it. So then you sort of lose that whole roundness and comfortability of your hand right off the bat, unless the case is comfortable, of course. But yeah, that sort of negates that. Now, something I have noticed, which is interesting, and I kind of want to dive into a lot of this today, but I've been really excited to make this video because I have a lot of thoughts. This is the Apple Watch Ultra 3, and you can see it has a bit of a plateau there. Around the edge here is actually an antenna band, and it feels like they've kind of taken a lot of inspiration from the Ultra. This is thicker, even though it's brushed titanium, it kind of looks aluminum. They have sort of that raised area, kind of like you have on the watch itself. And then around here, you have an antenna built in there. So like this, in my opinion, I wonder if it would have been better if Apple had labeled this as, you know, you have your base iPhone 17, then you have the iPhone Air, then you have the iPhone Ultra. I feel like that would have shut down some of the confusion that I think people are feeling in what I want to talk about today. All right, now let's talk about the function, because I do think like the device is ugly in my opinion. It's heavy, it's thicker, it's of course more expensive. They want to make beautiful phones, and I think there are a lot of design elements here that are nice. Don't get me wrong, the materials are nice, but I don't think Apple is as concerned with that with this phone. And here's why. They've gone function with this phone over design, which I think makes a lot of sense because for the longest time, Pro iPhone meant most expensive, best materials, best cameras, best battery life, best design, best quality.
These are the best and most capable iPhones we've ever made.
And I think they found, in order to give people the functionality that they wanted out of a Pro phone, they needed to make some compromises here. So the titanium titanium's gone because the aluminum is better for heat dispersion, as I've said before. The glass is here for that as well. Up here, they have a whole cooling system. And so what they're pushing here is cramming as much function into this device as they can for those pro users. Now, you get the A19 Pro chip in here, but you also get that in the Air. The 120 hertz display is on here, which is also in the Air and the base model. This Pro phone just adds weight, cost, and sort of niche elements that 99% of people won't use. And that's where I think I got confused this year and where I think a lot of people are confused this year. I don't use my smartphone for content on this YouTube channel. If I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna pick up my nice camera. No matter what, like even if this was good enough to replace my nice camera, which maybe it is at this point, I don't think so, but it's very close. I don't need my dedicated camera here at the studio to be able to scroll Instagram and text message and make calls. Like I don't need those things together. And I think that's what's weird to me. Like unless you are a professional videographer or photographer who's been commissioned to shoot iPhone only, or maybe you're trying to make that part of your brand, which like why? If you showed up to commercial shoot with just this, you're not gonna be taken seriously. And even then, it's not just about appearance and stuff. You have the ability to get a nice camera. Like, why would you not just do that? And I feel like most people will. Now, people like Tyler Stallman, I love Tyler Stallman. He actually takes quite a lot of photos and videos on his phone. And I really like his review and perspective on using the phone. And like, he really dives deep into like the pro features here, but like, who's gonna use that? Like average consumers aren't. And then pro professionals basically are not gonna use this. They're gonna get a Sony. They're gonna get like a Red camera. Like, it's just a weird thing for me. It's almost just like this is Apple's ability to sort of flex on what they could put into a phone. And I think what's weird is like sales show that people keep buying these, and I'm interested to see if this year and next year and the year after, if Apple takes this split seriously and what they're doing, which we'll talk about here in a second, if we'll see less and less people buying the Pro phone. Because I don't know, as in every like daily driver phone, I don't want this weight, I don't want this bulk, I don't want the heavy price tag, I don't want to have to put a case on top of all of that bulk and heaviness and then only use like 5% of the crazy like log footage and high bitrate films to like film my kids and stuff. And again, I understand like I'm more of like a laid back kind of consumer when it comes to technology. I don't know, but like my job is creating YouTube videos. So like in a sense, I'm kind of the right person for this, but even still, I don't want it for that. So really cool stuff packed in here. Don't hear me saying like this phone is crap or something. It's the opposite. It's too much. And I think the compromises here are too much. And I think who they're compromising toward is an audience that might not even be interested in that. So it's very confusing. Now, I've hinted at it a little bit, like who is it for? What is Apple trying to do? I said it before, like I think for all these years, like the Pro model meant like the best of the best of the best.
These are the best iPhones we've ever created.
In design, in form and function. And I think Apple said, okay, let's do base model. And then let's have a route for people who want a really nice premium device with a few extra features, maybe a better experience, so the Air. And then let's make a more functional device for those Ultra users out there, right? So again, Apple iPhone Ultra might have been a better naming convention for this, but I think they're going to lean into these two routes. And I think if people start to realize that like the Air and base model are good enough for their daily use, which in my opinion, for most people out there, the base model 17 is like my suggestion this year. I love the Air because it's a new experience. It's experiencing Apple products in a new way. And anytime I pick this up, especially, or even if I pick up the old 16 Pro or my wife's 17, it feels too thick. It feels like a brick almost. It's super weird that that's already happening, and I've had the Air for like a week now. But I just feel like consumers are gonna stop choosing the Pro because it's compromising too much to get Pro features that they're not even going to use. So I'm very interested to see. Now, so which phone should you buy this year? In my opinion, as I just said, the 17 base is like literally a fantastic smartphone, like flagship level, cheapest of these three, and you're still getting the 120 hertz refresh rate. You're still getting great battery life. You're still getting a great new chip in there, great cameras, that selfie front face camera, like the center stage thing. Like you're getting so much in the base model this year that it's creating more of a gap between base and Pro phone. And you know, because of I understand business and pricing, like it's a great way for them to introduce a new device here in the middle. that sort of bridges that gap, which is the iPhone Air, a new experience. You're paying more for a new experience. Anyway, so that's that. I think if you're really into tech and you love like technology and the experiences it can bring and trying new tech out, the Air is like the way to go. That's why I'm the most excited for the Air this year. I mean, just look at this thing. Look at that. It's so slim, so sleek, so sick. I just get so excited every time I pick that up. I don't know who this is for. And in my opinion, save the extra $100 and get another cool case for the Air or something like that. Or get the base model 17 and buy a few cases, buy a battery pack, buy, you know, whatever else. Like, save your money, because I just don't think this is worth it this year. I think it doesn't look great. I think it's got a lot of features that you and I don't need. It's not as strong, it's not as protected. I can already, like, there's already scratches on this back glass plate, and I've heard people say they've been going into Apple stores to look at these and the back is just all scratched up. So like, I don't know, it just ain't it this year. But I am interested. If you're picking up the Pro this year, why is it? I had someone comment saying like, yeah, the base model is actually really great this year, but bet your bottom dollar I'm getting the Pro. And it's just kind of like, okay, but like, why though? Like, why? Like, what's your reasoning? Is it because you have tons of money? Is it because you want the latest and greatest and you want to be the most pro user out there when you see people around? Like, I don't know. Tell me why in the comments down below. Like, I understand there's battery life. Maybe you're trying to get a device that will last you 10 years, but I don't want to lug this around for 10 years. I'd rather get a couple Airs over the you know, anyway, why are you buying this? Or why are you thinking about buying it? Otherwise, what are your thoughts on the lineup this year? Do you think I have it right? Do you think Apple's trying to make sort of a new era and a new sort of buying mode for these devices? I'm curious to hear. On this channel, we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like tech that improves our lives and looks good while doing so. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe, like this video for more, watch this one next. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next one.